Hi family, welcome back to the channel Relocate with Kaia. I am Kaia. I provide online support for families, individuals, and employees moving abroad through consulting and coaching. And on our channel, Rich and I share our own personal experience of moving from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to Johannesburg, South Africa with our beautiful daughter, Nina. And today we are going to be talking about the kindness of South Africans. But first, I want to apologize for not having a recap vlog this weekend. We had plans, but they didn't necessarily work out the way that we wanted them to. So for the most part, we didn't do too much. Friday, we went out to dinner with a beautiful couple, which is the focus of this video today. And then we went out for a nightcap after that dinner. And then Saturday, I had plans to go to this event that was being hosted by one of my beautiful neighbors. She had a pop-up shop that I was very excited to go to, and which was going to take Nina out. But I found out that the pop-up shop and the event was actually on Friday instead of Saturday. So I was very salty and very upset that I missed it, because I was definitely ready to go buy some things, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, you were actually keys and bag in hand. Like,
I literally texted her, and I'm like, I'm on my way. And she was like, it was yesterday. Yeah. So I was very disappointed. So yes, took off my clothes and put back on my robe and waited for Rich and Nina to come back.
Yep. We were out running errands and then crushing it at the fun zone for a little over an hour.
Was it an hour?
It was a while.
Jesus.
I had to wait for the air hockey table. So.
Yeah, okay. No, she definitely had a good time. And then on Sunday, she wasn't feeling so great, so we just did nothing on Sundays. She did some arts and crafts, but that was pretty much it. So I couldn't piecemeal together a vlog based on the limited things that we did this weekend. So my apologies. Excuse me. But what we wanted to talk about is our 4-hour dinner that we had with we now consider them family and friends that we had dinner with on Friday evening. 4-hour dinner, y'all. And this couple have been so embracing and loving to Rich and I and Nina from the moment we arrived. And we haven't been able to spend very much time with them because, you know, life is lifing. And they have lives. Rich and I, are always, doing something or trying to do something. So we finally had an opportunity to have dinner with them at this amazing Italian place in Parkhurst that I definitely recommend. Was it called Dolce?
I think so.
Dolce. Yeah. Dolce. Amazing. So we went there for dinner, and it was just such a beautiful conversation with beautiful people. So I'm gonna let Rich take it from here. What were your takeaways from that dinner?
No, it was just like to your point, it was really good catching up with them. We had a really good connection when we got here, but haven't had a lot of time to hang out with them. So having adult conversation without like that, gave it an extra layer of like, hey, we're able to pay attention.
Yeah.
But it was good. They're very knowledgeable, very insightful on a lot of different topics. So we were kind of picking their brain about stuff. They were picking our brain about stuff.
Yeah.
Our perspective, from the States and all. But yeah, like the takeaway was just like, I really appreciated their perspective and insights as to the recent election here, and kind of like, hey, here's what everyone was worried about before, here's how it came together, and here's why that is such a good thing, that the way everyone came together. Like, it could have gone off the rails in a million different directions if folks behaved differently.
Right, people were, I feel like, anticipating a lot of disruption.
Yeah, not only like folks like out, like regular folks, just like party leaderships could have been very
dug their heels in.
Difficult road to a coalition. It's not perfect. Obviously, there still needs to be work done, and things aren't like I said, perfect. But like the way it came together was kind of like the best possible way, and it was really great hearing their insights as to why and how. And this is their view of like where it's going, which is great, because we can only compare it to the States. And
yes.
Like, you know, political parties getting together for a coalition, like that's not happening. So
yeah,
you know, we didn't really know what to make of the situation here, but it was kind of really great to kind of get some additional insight on that.
Yeah, no, they are, like they are just amazing and insightful. And just to hear them talk about kind of, you know, a little bit of the past here, and, you know, because they were very aware, obviously, of the apartheid, and, you know, in their participation in that, and, you know, having it come to an end. Yeah, yes. Yes, they were definitely on the team of, you know, trying to have it come to an end, and kind of just see, you know, the progression, and the fact that they were feeling encouraged or hopeful about, you know, the outcome was nice. It was validation for us, because Rich and I, you know, being outsiders and very limited knowledge of what the politics here are, to hear them say that, people that are well versed and knowledgeable about politics here, and them saying that this was kind of like the best scenario, you know, for us, like that's what it seemed like to us. It's like, okay, they were able to figure out some sort of a path. Hopefully, you know, it'll be perfected, you know, as they go, and everyone will be happy and it'll be fair for everyone. But just, like it was just I was happy to hear what they had to say, and very curious, because we trust them and we take in what they say. So that was great. It was also nice to, just to hear a little bit of history, or their, what they experienced, you know, pre-apartheid, and kind of like how things were. And then for me, one of the things that stuck out, because I've heard this a few times from people here in South Africa, and I always have a reaction to it, but it's like, I feel like a lot of times people think that people should get over what happened during the apartheid, and it triggers me because people say that to Black people in America, like it's been 400 years, you should get over it. And the problem with that is, one, trauma is passed down, so it's not like it's something that you can just forget about. It literally is in your DNA. And two, the laws and the policies and how they are applied are active. Like, so it's not, the system is still set up in a way that disproportionately harms and affects Black people. So you can't say just get over it when buying a house, buying a car, moving to a certain neighborhood. Like, all those things are very difficult to do because of, one, the way that people think, but then also it's made very difficult for Black people. So when I hear people say, you know, it's been 30 years, get over it, or, you know, people should move past it, it's just like, that's not how, unfortunately, that's not how it works. But I have always been impressed with how much South Africa has been able to move forward in 30 years. And when people would say, why are you moving to South Africa? And with people having limited information on the history, I mean, the same amount we had, Mandela and apartheid, when I explained to them what they've been able to, or tried to accomplish, or actively trying to accomplish in 30 years, I'm just blown away by it. So I think, you know, South Africans could give themselves a little bit more grace, and just the pace that things are moving, because, you know, it definitely takes some time to undo, you know, a history of wrongs. So yes, I was just very happy to hear one of the guests acknowledge that, because I think it all the time. I'm like, 30 years is, and what you've been able to do in 30 years is incredible. It really is.
Yeah, just to say, like, oh, you know, get over it, it was in the past, like, it's dismissing what it was.
To say
and
the
it's
least.
Not acknowledging
the harm and the pain.
Like, like, yes. At least there was a reckoning here. Like, in the States, there has been no reckoning. There has been no honest discussion about it.
Right.
So, you know, when people are like, oh, it was just so long ago, it's like, but things are still in place. Different things. It looks different now.
It looks different.
Things are still in place.
Right.
That are creating two, you know, unequal sets of societies within the same country. So exactly.
Yeah, like you were saying, it's just like if somebody if a judge has the opportunity to give a black person a sentence of either 2 or 10 years, unfortunately, a lot of times they'll get the 10, black people get the 10 years, whereas the other white people get the 2 years. So it's just like, even on the books, it may look like it's more equal. Sorry, you guys, are timed out. But yeah, so like, even though the laws may look like, it's like, oh, well, this is for everybody. It's like how they're applied are, it's not for everybody. So yeah, so it was just, sorry.
Just one other example, like not only, well, there was laws involved, but just the reaction to drug addiction. So like the wave of drug addiction, you know, regular cocaine in the 80s, so that was fine. I mean, not fine. But,
right. It wasn't harsh punishment.
People, yeah. But the crack cocaine, that was the issue. You know, all the laws, all the you know, 3 strikes, mandatory minimums, and all the stuff that came out of that. Anyone who was on, you know, crack was a criminal. Yeah. Most of the people were black, brown, like it wasn't a white person's thing. Right. Even though they were doing it. No, they were doing it, but it was like the face of it was black people. Oh, yeah, yeah. Recently, with all the heroin and all that stuff, it's more white people. Right. And now it's an addiction. It's a disease. Which I believe, you know, all this is true. But yeah. But like the way that, you know, there's been some learning in the last, 30 years, but not enough to explain that gigantic pivot in the way you go about. Is it rocket science? It's not, but it's just another example. Yeah, no, that's a perfect example. Like when you know, when the demographic of the people changed that was addicted to drugs, there was more empathy, there was more compassion, it was less lock them up and more get them in treatment. And that same logic and sentiment was not applied to black people in the 80s. So yeah, so it's just, yeah. So long and short, we were very happy that they are kind of, you know, think that the country is heading in the right direction, or at least trying to, because there is so much destabilization globally. And I feel like there's something going on in almost every country. I do have to say, selfishly, it feels good to be in a country that does not have all that currently going on, and are actively, I honestly believe in my heart, trying to get it right for everyone, or, you know, for everyone. I'm not trying to be extremely naive, but I definitely think that I am thankful that we are definitely in a place that, doesn't have as much chaos going on. So we were just happy to have this beautiful dinner. They just embraced us from day one. And I think having a connection to them has grounded us here. Like, just having someone here that, like, if we need anything, or just having that has made this experience even more special. And I definitely think it is just a testament to who South Africans are. Like, they literally will help you any way they can if they have the information, or if they don't, they'll find somebody that can, and that the fact that it's so genuine. So that was our first introduction to South Africa, and I feel like, you know, going out to dinner was just affirming that, after a year of being here and meeting new people and connecting to people, it's like, oh no, this is the real deal. Like, this genuinely is who they are. So it was just very, very lovely. And it was a wonderful dinner. So we just wanted to share that with you guys. And I think that's about it, unless you had anything else to add. No, that's pretty much it. So, of course, thank you guys for watching, liking, and even subscribing. Rich and I really do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch these ramble on videos, and commenting, because, you know, I definitely like the engagement. Thanks for watching, you guys, and we will see you next week. Bye.
I love the Olympics. I love like synchronized. Yes, I love the weird shit, but I never.
Even if y'all let me go back inside and get some.
You don't one red. So many red.
That should be enough.